Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. Yesterday afternoon I made these 4 little Japanese maple bowls. Unfortunately the tree had to come down a couple of days earlier. So in one video you'll see how I made this one. Unfortunately I failed to capture that. I took a photo and not a video. And then in their own little video, which is what you'll see here, are these 2 little bowls being made. So I've just made the other 2 bowls, and I thought, oh, I'll do the last little bit too. Get 2 small bowls out of this. So these are going to be about 2.5 inch diameter. And I just started to cut, and then I thought, no, you'd probably like to see this. So I'll cut the sides off first. Right, and those can go straight into a chuck. So here I have 2 small blocks of maple with some colour running through, and they're going on to these long nosed jaws, or maybe they're called pin jaws, where they expand into a little recess. This is going to be done with a 1/2 inch spindle gouge to start with. These are about 2.5 inch diameter. Get round first and true up the top face. These are going to be dinky little decorative pots, decorative bowls rather. .3/8 spindle gouge, that's already true. Use the 3/8 bowl gouge to come up the outside. Run out into space. And just have a little shear cut back into the top of the foot. And we'll have some decoration on this. I'm just taking the gouge round in little circles. And I come up to the bottom of the bottom bead. The beads are suddenly sitting proud, and I got the bottom one just the wrong size too, so that's my excuse for that. And I can have actually, these beads can actually sit proud. I'll just take the top bit away. Curve doesn't flow through the beads very well, so just take that off. We'll deal with it with a little scraper. Just very gently you've got to go, otherwise grain ends up torn. refine those beads a bit. And sand, 180 grit will do the trick. Now, this is wet wood. This tree was growing 2 days ago, but it's not absolutely soaking wet for some reason. It is high summer here, or supposed to be. Yeah, that's okay. And because it's green timber, I'm not going to put a finish on yet. I don't normally do mount a bowl in these jaws, but I don't have anything this size. Close around it, so that should do the job. Yep. Now, I was thinking in terms of using the 3/8. The 3/8 bowl gouge, but in fact, I'm going to need the 1/4 inch. That's the sound of a not particularly sharp gouge. Alright, this should sound different, and it's got a different result. Whenever you think the gouge could be a bit sharper, go to the grinder. I'm not going to go ultra thin here. Right, so I've got a nice clean cut down to under there, and now I've got a round nose, a big round nose scraper, which I've just got out. This one. This needs to be up a fraction so the tool's tilted down and it's on end grain. Unfortunately, none of us can see what's happening in there because there are shavings in the way. Can't have everything. Teeny little lump right in the middle. And to get rid of that, all you need to do is just bring the end of the tool up through it, a little arc. Back to the 180 grit. So when the wood's wet, which this is, still quite damp, you just need to use part of the abrasives to get the wood dry on the surface at least, and then you'll start getting some dust off the sanding. Yeah. If you're finding your hands are getting a bit kind of hot holding up there, use some shavings. Yeah, that looks good. Right, and some 320 grit or 240 grit right there. Right, so we'll just do the other one, and then I'll turn them both round and take the bottoms off. This would be a little salt bowl or ring bowl, something like that. Half-inch spindle gouge again. Drop the top so you know how much wood you've got to got available to play with. And use the 1/4 inch ball gouge this time. I'm not really supposed to cut against the grain, but it gives me a nice kind of clean cut, and that could come in a bit at the top. I'm just using a shear scrape with the right wing of the tool. There you go. Check there's no torn grain or anything. No. 240 grit. there's always a chance that the wood of the jaws go into the wood. They'll just pull it slightly off centre because one bit's slightly softer than another, so in this case I shift it away from the original jaws and have another go. And another problem is that I didn't get the foot straight, so it's flared out a bit, so teach me to take more care next time. So I'm going to drill a depth hole. Down just shy of that mark. Leave it too high. That singing noise is when the edge of the scraper came up against the thin part of the wall. It's pretty good, even just probably about 1/8 of an inch. What's that? 16th. About 2 millimeters. .180 grit. Right, so now I need a chuck. Not an advisable thing to do, really, to get it unsanded wood onto wet wood. Right, that can go onto there, and bring the tail centre up. A small block to make sure it all stays together. There's going to be all kinds of stuff flapping around here. So a little bit of MDF with the hole up the middle, which saves having the cone into the grain. It's quite a warm day today, so I'll have a nice little fan there. So 3/8 spindle gouge. going to have the tool right on its side, like a little shear scraper, into the top of the foot, the corner of the foot, and that will be that. Two 40 grits. Needs to be slightly smaller. In fact, I'm going to reduce the height of this foot. The inside was down, just inside is just in where I've just cut there on the shoulder. I can't undercut that too much. I can hear I can't undercut it too much. Now these are quite fun little projects to do, and lots you can do on a small lathe in the way of small projects, and useful little bowls like this you can use for salt, I suppose, or rings, any kind of odd junk you've got lying around on your desk. Now we take this down to a very small cone, and the grain is running across, so as I switch this off I can give it a little shove and the grain will just shift like a little geological fault, and so it should shear and be pretty clean. So turn the lathe off and little shove. Not feeling brave today. So that could go on. It's an enclosed bowl, so I can actually make a little chuck for this. Seems to be about where it fits. Oh, it's quite a bit more than that. Somewhere up in there. Not there. Shade less, just a shade. Crunching sound is all right. What you do not want is the pistol shot, which is it splitting. As gently into the middle. 240 grit will be quite enough for that. So there we are, two nice little bowls.